Welcome to another PC Sportscards PSA Submission Reveal. This is Josh with PC Sportscards. I know it's been a while. We've been moving. We've been having a lot of things going on, and we are back at it now. We're finally caught up on our return shipping for PSA orders, so we're going to be doing another 2 or 3 reveals per week going forward. We know the market's changed, and we want to get into all the details with that, and that's really it. So if you want to see all these reveals and see all the videos that we put up, including our top 10s and some other content that we're working on, hit that subscribe button. Click the little bell so you can get alerts every time we post a video, and you'll be getting them all the time now going forward. So this is standard 2020.131. Again, you can see the card sitting up there. We have a 1954 Jackie Robinson PSA 4 up there to start, and we love these standard orders because you get all different cards. You don't only get ultra modern stuff, so you get the whole variation from graded vintage to graded ultra modern, all in one order. Get some gaming cards, stuff like that. So a lot of stuff that you don't really see in these reveals very often. PSA 6, Roy Campanella. As you can tell on the top left, I know the video, the screens are a little messed up because I didn't put a border behind it, but you can see we sent this in on 9/21. It was checked in on 9/29, and it is completed on 5/27. All the labels are actually already printed for this. This will finish shipping today and be back in our customers' hands as soon as possible. In the future, we're going to have a nice white box behind this so we can see whatever it says. And in the last couple of weeks, we've noticed that there's been a market correction, to say the least, and we wanted to get into that a little bit. Some conversations about grading becoming harder and stuff like that. So we wanted to talk about all those different things while going through a really nice submission with a lot of different stuff in it. So we only have 3 topics to talk about today. 3 main topics. Mantle is our first one. And this leads into the conversation that we're having. Yes, the market has corrected in general, right? We're seeing a lot of ultra-modern basketball taking a 50 to 60% nosedive. Baseball's down, even though Acuna's having a 6th season. He's down. Soto, Tatis, Trout, all the baseball players are down. Football's stagnant right now, down a little bit from a couple months ago. But for those people that are new in the hobby that haven't been doing this for a long time, this is what it is. And if you look at stuff like the Mantle PSA 5 that I have here, we have up on the screen, we have a full 6 months, I think it's actually a year of sales of this card, a PSA 5, and it's still gone up a little bit from a year ago and hasn't dropped too much. We're still looking at this card being $1,500, and if you look, this is VCP that we're using, and there's a little green arrow that points up. That's because this card is still trending up. So vintage baseball across the board is still up and trending up. What's trending down is ultra modern, overgraded cards, and specifically basketball is trending down now, and that's because we're at the basketball playoffs. If your team, like we've been saying for a couple months now, if your team is not going to be the team that's going to win it all, and you guys are going to get eliminated, get rid of those cards. We've seen Kobe White take a dive. We've seen Tyler Herro take a dive. Why? Their teams aren't competitive for an NBA title. We've seen Zion and Ja take a dive. Ja popped a little bit with a good playoff performance, but I wouldn't be surprised to see his PSA 10s go back to about $180 to $200 in the offseason. And then before the season starts, right before the season starts, I wouldn't be surprised if they're back to the $300 to $320 level. This is what happens every single year. Last year was a phenomenon. Last year, since there was no season, there was no start of the season or end of the season, we noticed that cards just kept going up, and up. That is just not realistic. That's not what's going to happen every year, and we shouldn't expect that to happen. Let's realign our expectations to what reality is. Not trying to be a Debbie Downer, not trying to be negative. I think the market is getting stronger as it corrects. If you look at a lot of those cards, there's just more and more of them coming out. We see all of these submissions coming back. So I chose this submission because it has vintage, it has ultra modern, it has everything in it. I didn't choose other ones because they had stacks of the same card. 20 of the same Ja Morant rookie card from Chronicles. 20 of the same Zion from Chronicles. 20 of the same, Rui Hachimura from Chronicles or from Prism or from Optic, or any of those brands. And they're correcting because there's just a crazy, crazy, crazy supply of those cards right now. So, like I said, we have 3 topics today. That Manta was the first one, and it's showing you that vintage cards and key rare cards, are going to be going up still. We set a record last week with Sean Kemp Gold Prism for $5,300 in one of our auctions because there's just not a lot of high-end Sean Kemp around. High-end cards are going to continue to sell and set records. Got a cool one here. Jeter Gold Refractor. Didn't realize it was in here. 48 of 50. Hold on, Zach wants to add something, so he's going to talk for a second.
No, I don't need to.
Oh, Zach doesn't want to say anything anymore. Jordan, PSA 7. So there was a video that came out last week where somebody was saying how hard they were on grading their cards. Listen, guys. When a card is this far off center, left to right, and top to bottom, the best you're doing is a 7 if there's no other issues. You know, the problem is that people that don't know what they're saying and don't know what they're talking about have a tendency to just follow the herd when the herd is saying PSA is giving out 10. So they think every single card. Listen, sick card, die cut. You're not getting a 10 on these cards. They've been sitting around for years. An 8 is a great grade on this card. Die cut. You see the corners. You see the edges showing white. You're not getting 10s on these cards, whether they're straight out of the pack or not, because guess what? They've been sitting in that pack for a quarter century. This is a sick card. Very, very, very tough grade, the EX2000. And they all have this print line going across it. That's what's killing the grade on it, that print line right there. So you got to be very careful looking for those. And guess what? That is exactly how it comes out of the pack. That doesn't matter that it's a freshly packed pulled card or not, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, on what Josh was saying with like the Hachimuras and all this stuff going down, the other thing is it doesn't mean the market's crashing. It actually means the market might have hit the point it's at, right? Everything's only going to keep going up if more and more new money comes in and there's new turns. So it might just be at the point it's at versus this period of insane growth. Like there used to actually be strategy to buying and grading cards. Like, hey, let's sell these Hachimuras because he's not hot. Let's just sell them raw versus spending money to grade them, blow up the pop. There's no money there.
The fact is that when you're grading ultra-modern cards, it used to be you needed to get a 10 to make money.
Yeah, that's true.
We're saying this over and over again. You needed to get a 10 to make money. And in the past year, that dropped down to a 9. So everybody said, this is a great card. You don't see a lot of these. It's probably very low pop. These borders are really tough. So since it got where you're making money on 9s, everybody sent their cards in, and so you add in everybody sending all of their cards in. You combine that with everybody saying, "Oh, everything's getting a 10." Anybody that looks at the cards like, "Oh, I don't see anything with my naked eye." Okay, it's gonna be a 10. It's gonna be a 10. It's gonna be a 10. You guys don't know what you're looking for, and that's the problem. Unfortunately, that is the problem, Brady.
Yeah, like it just. It's being incorrectly termed a crash when it's not even close to a crash. A crash would be everything was worth nothing. Like you're still just look at our eBay auctions. Still, those cards are selling. Like a Rui Hachimura Prism selling for $25, even as a PSA 10, is stupid. It should not sell for that much.
Right, 100%.
It's not a crash. It's a correction, and the correction by the term is what is right. I mean, it makes just like the NFTs and every other market that was just blowing up like crazy. You're not gonna. If it's so easy to make money in something, it's not going to last, right? That's the way to look at it. Not it doesn't make sense, because then everyone's going to start doing it. That's a nice hit.
We're coming up on our second conversation card, Aaron Rodgers PSA 10. Another card that we've talked about in the past. Another card that we've said has long-term value. Topps very tough grade. I actually know the submitter for this one. He opened a 2005 sealed set and pulled this out and got a PSA 10 on it. They're going for about $900 to $1,000. And if you look back on this chart again, this chart's a 6-month chart. They were as low as $500 last year, and then in January they hit $1,000, and they're still at $1,000. There's a lot of upside on cards like this, especially, again, now the other chart we have up there is the pop report. It's only like a 55% pop. So that's about the same as Zion Prism PSA 10. That's about the same as Ja Prism PSA 10. I think Luka's a little higher when you look at his, and it's a lot lower than any of the super modern baseball players or football players, right? There's only 1,870 PSA 10s of this in the world, and it's only $1,000. You know, this has upside potential still. This has not come down. This has not corrected. Why? Tough grade. Not that many out there. Not that many key rookie cards for Aaron Rodgers out there. Personally, I'll buy in the Topps Chrome instead of the Topps. That's what my budget says I could buy. Maybe you're buying a PSA 9 of this. Again, it's dropped a little bit. We see the red arrow on the 9, the green arrow on the 10s. So I'm a buyer, a big-time buyer on Aaron Rodgers still.
Yeah, we love Rodgers. And back to Josh's point also, like it used to be 10s. If you look at that chart, the 9s are $300.
Yeah, 9s
that
are
sealed
super
set
cheap.
is probably $150. So you could still make money just buying and getting 9s. And the 9s were like 40%.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is 9s and 10s. That's what people, they'll go in from 10s to 9s and 10s. And that's like 90-something% PSA 9 or better. So 90% of the time you're making money on a card like that if you know what you're looking for.
In these cards, I'm sure if you dug in, same thing.
Yeah.
If you look at what this guy was grading. Perfect stuff.
Somebody I hate, Rob Gronkowski. Go Devils.
Yeah. I agree with Josh on that. I don't think that it's a crash. It's a correction, which means it's an investment opportunity. Cards can't continually all go up forever. That would just mean that for that to happen, it would just mean endless money had to flow into the hobby.
Right.
So just look at the stabilization point we're at now versus 6 months ago. It might be around the same. Look at it against 2 years. And you'd be shocked to see how much money you would make.
Steve Nash, another one.
But if everyone's expecting to buy a card 1 week and every single card they buy to be profitable 2 months later, no matter how much, without doing any thought, like Josh just showed you, like Aaron Rodgers, that's a sound strategy. Buy this set. Look, a 9 I can make money. You know, if they think just buy any card, Rui Hachimura got a grade, yeah, guess what? Eventually it's going to bite you because that's not a strategy. It's not business.
And you're not the only one that's thinking that, right? That's the key. You're not the only one that's thinking, oh, I'm going to buy these and send them in. There's going to be tens and thousands of not only Prism and Optic, but Chronicles. So not only all the cards, each of those sets alone will have that many. This is a big card. Select Josh Allen.
PSA 10?
9. Silver.
Still a good card. Hey, thanks for having me, guys. There'll be more of us together soon. Later.
Timo Werner. Soccer. A lot of people sent in soccer.
Who knows? I'll probably end up packing there.
This is what you guys get when we combine offices. Zach goes and does a little work. Then he wants to get involved in the conversation, which is great. Then he goes back and does some more work. Then he gets back involved in the conversation. So we got Timo Werner. I love these velocities. Again, 50 of 50 on this. It's a PSA 9, but if you have quantity of these cards sitting around and the time to sell the base and the non-numbered stuff is now. You see that. That's not changing. Me saying that is not going to make more people do it. You should be doing it already. Raheem Sterling. So, if you guys like what I'm saying, don't like what I'm saying, agree with me, disagree with me, remember to put comments in the bottom. Remember to like the post, whatever. We're going to be doing a lot of these. This is about a 300 card order. When I went through it, I did the percentages. I don't think I put them up there. I have them on my sheet, though. So the percentage on this one, taking out all of the vintage cards, there were 268 non-vintage cards in this order, and we looked at 59% of them were PSA 9s and 36 were PSA 10s. So we're looking at 95% 9 or better. 95% 9 or better. Remember, it changed. People wanted 9s to make money. That's not new. People were less picky with their cards that they sent in because a 9 is making money. So we're seeing corrections on a lot of these cards. Silver, Kevin De Bruyne, one of the best young soccer players out there. I've learned that because I got yelled at for not knowing enough about soccer. Lots of soccer here. Again, we've already gone through ultra modern, we've gone through modern, we've gone through vintage. That's the fun of these big standard orders. Unfortunately, we don't have any express orders coming back anymore. We've gone through all of those. They've all been back. And we were getting 40, 50 orders back a week, which really took away any time from doing these videos, along with moving and stuff like that. But I am making a commitment to get 2 of these up per week at least, along with our at least once a week top 10 for our Thursday night high-end auctions. If you guys don't know about those auctions, basically once a month, every week we put up at least one good auction ending Thursday night or Sunday night, but once a month we have a special auction. Actually, the first half of our auctions ended last night, and then we have another one coming up that's ending on this Sunday. So we split it up between Thursday and Sunday this week. It's going to be well over $500,000 of cards. We have an enormous Ohtani Red Refractor Auto BGS 9510 ending, and along with some other great cards. So go check that out. You look at the bottom. That's where we are and everything. Twitter, Instagram, eBay, PC_Sportscards. Follow us there. Follow us anywhere. Ask us questions. If you want to email us, email consignment at PCSportscards.com. If you have consignment questions, group subs at PCSportscards.com. If you have questions about submissions and when they're starting and all that fun stuff, we're always happy to answer any questions you have. Tons of Brady rookies, PSA 9s, some PSA 8s. I think there are a few 10s here. We got a Brees rookie, same as Rodgers, probably a buy now that he announced his retirement. So the other thing we want to talk about that I haven't said yet is that probably coming in the next week or two, Zach and I are going to start a weekly podcast where we go over market conditions, trends, what's going on, what we see. Guys, we have 2,000 plus auctions a week. We're getting 30 to 40 subs back a week. There are more cards that come through this office than anywhere else. So if you want to know trends, you want to know what's going on, that podcast is the place to be for it. We'll take your questions. We'll take your any feedback. We'll make sure we get responses to everything going on. You know, we want to be there for you. We want to be a resource for you. We're going to answer anything, and we're going to just talk about fun stuff. If you don't know me and Zach, we sort of work well together. Kamara, PSA 10 rookie to me. I don't know what this is right now, but Kamara is a buy to me. All these cards, these prisms, you know, Mahomes wasn't the only good player in 2017. A lot of big cards here, and this is a great time to be getting football back. We will let you. We can say right now that we will be at the National this year. I don't know exactly where our booth's going to be yet. We sort of got moved, but we're hoping to get back into the same spot. So we will be there in full force no matter what. I don't really think it matters where we are because I think people will come search us out, but who knows? So lots of football here. Great time for football. Little break for a second. I think I have it here. So if you guys want to see, so this is some of the stuff that we've had in consignment recently. So the Ohtani ends on Sunday. The LaMelo ended last night. The Tua ended last night. And the Crosby ends on Sunday. The Acuna, the Mahomes, and the Donovan Mitchell that are up there, they all ended last auction, so that was a couple weeks ago. Our next auction's going up on the 14th, and it ends on the 24th and the 27th. So if you have high-end cards that you want to get in, and you want to get your cards with all of this stuff, highlight it here, highlight it on Instagram, highlight it on YouTube videos, Facebook, wherever. We promote the hell out of these auctions. Get your cards to us. Reach out to us. We're happy to help. As you can see, PCSportscards.com/consignment will get you there. Just had to throw that up there. Cards sticking together a little bit. Galladay again. Joe Mixon. Have no idea how this guy is still in the NFL. Coming up next is a real nice card. I'm a Kawhi fan. I know that they're not doing much right now, but I mean, PSA 10 of a Kawhi rookie auto. I'll take that all day long. We do have one of my favorite topics coming up, LeBron Hollow. It's one that we hit on a lot, but I always like to talk about it because you guys have to see the trends are continuing. We're not seeing a lot of change. We're seeing 9s and 10s, and we may be skewing towards 9s more than 10s right now. But I'm going to say that's not PSA putting the screws to us, putting the screws to you. That's more people not knowing exactly what they're looking for in cards that they're sending in and being a little bit more lenient because 9s still make money. The goal was never to maximize. The goal was to make money. So to make money and making money on 10s, I figured that would be numbered. To make money on 9s and 10s makes total sense. Again, guys, make sure you put those comments down in the bottom. So these are cards, again, in the next month or two I'd be picking up. If I'm looking to get into the base game and I think that there's upside there, these are cards that I'd pick up. Optic, there's a lot of them. I'm not going to tell you there's not a lot. I'm not going to tell you the growth is going to be great, but I think the bottom's going to hit on a lot of these cards, and then we're seeing a big supply hit the market right now, so there may be further down. Maybe you wait a year to get back into that game. You know, there's tons of these cards graded, guys. Absolute tons of these cards graded. But I would stick to the key brands. If the base and low end is your game, I'm sticking to key brands. Prism, Select, Optic. That's it. No inserts, no Chronicles, no Mosaic. I'm sticking to the main cards. I'm turning my low end into more rare cards and then watching those go up. Some WNBA stuff. Never going to get me to say that name. Julius Peppers. On the consignment side, this is a good card, Brady Hollow. On the consignment side, guys, right now we're doing about 2,000 cards a week. We're bringing somebody in part-time already to do more shipping in-house, and we talked to one or two people already about doing remote listing for us. We're probably going to start turning the screws on hiring now that Memorial Day's over and we're into the summer. We're probably going to start looking for more people. We do have a bunch of resumes to get through. We're sorry that we haven't gotten back to you yet. We will get back to you as soon as we can, which will probably be early next week as we close out this week. And we're looking to bring on a bunch more remote listers and a bunch more people in-house so that we could really start getting more and more listings up and getting to the 3,000-4,000 cards a week number. So our tried and true favorite, one of my favorites, Luis Robert Topps Chrome. This is an example of something that we said for months. For months and months and months, you could not have watched one of my videos or 1 week of videos or 2 weeks of videos where we did not talk about this card. Luis Robert Topps Chrome, PSA 10. Nearly 80%, 79.9% are PSA 10s, 19.5% are PSA 9s. If you're not great at math, that's 99.4% of the cards are PSA 9s or better. Look at this value. It was $161 3 months ago. 3 months ago, only 3 months ago, right before the season, probably close to the peak, $161. It's cut in half. Yes, he got hurt. The pop report hasn't changed. Went down a little bit in the PSA 10 percentage, I'm sure, probably about 5 or 10% of the PSA 10 percentage. You're basically guaranteed a PSA 9 on this card, unless you have no clue what you're looking for. You're basically guaranteed a PSA 9 on this card. You should not make money. You should not make money on a PSA 9 of a card that has a 99.4% rate of getting a 9 or better. You shouldn't. I'm sorry. That is unsustainable. That is not a sustainable market, and that's the correction that we're seeing right now. You know, with $25 to grade that card, it should not. I don't know what it is raw. It's maybe $20, maybe $15 now, maybe $10 now. At most, this should be a $20 card. That should be a $20 card as a PSA 9. And at most, you should be making a little bit of profit, maybe a $60 card as a PSA 10. If you still have them, sell them. You do not want to own that card. This is not the first time I've said it. This will not be the last time that I say it. You do not want to own that card. It only will go down. Now, if you talk to me in November or December, may have a different story, right? Market may have cooled down. That correction may have already happened. And then we might see what we saw with Vlad this year, where he exploded, or Ohtani this year, where he exploded. But, I mean, look at this. Here we go. Chronicles Zion time. Chronicles Zion time. Teal, PSA 9. We're just going to see chunks of that. Topps Chrome, PSA 10. X Factor, there's not as many of them. Right? There's not as many X Factors. There might be value there. But to me, unless it's low numbered, I do not want it. Of that, specifically of Topps Chrome stuff, and that stuff that's really, really generally easy to grade, I don't want it. And you shouldn't either. You know, if you collect it, great. Wait till it goes down more. Buy it raw and send it in whatever the longest service level is. You know, fine. Now, if you're talking about something like this, Luis Robert Topps Gold, numbered to 2020. Not super low serial numbered, but paper card, not chrome card. Much harder to grade. Gold, much less common. Upside here is a lot better than the Topps Chrome PSA 9 or PSA 10. Ben Roethlisberger, PSA 10, huge card here. Not going to get a lot of those graded back. Kobe rookie. Hoops Zion Green, number 299. Kobe PSA 9 metal. Colton Wong PSA 9 auto. Red refractor auto number 25 of 25. Dak Prism PSA 10. Braun. All this bronze stuff, all this mosaic stuff, I'm just going to leave that up when I post the bronze, when I show the bronze. Right? Sell, 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 sell. Guys, this is not, again, this isn't, I wish I could say that I was, actually I'm happy I don't have to say I was wrong, right? We expected this. We expected this correction. This is common. What happens in all these sports is, first of all, we're getting on the summer, right? So the summer is going to be slow no matter what. We're going to see a dip in baseball throughout the season. We're going to see the summer dip in basketball. Sapphire Luis Robert. Much better card than the Chrome. Oh, look, another person and another PSA 10 Topps Chrome. We're getting into the summer dip, so we'll see dips in all sports probably. The smallest dip that we're going to see is football. Once we start getting to July and August, around the National, football's going to start picking up for the preseason. Basketball is going to start picking up again. So if you're sort of positioning yourself in those other sports, I would look at these guys, right? Maybe not this card, but I'd look at Luka. I'd look for a rare Luka card. I'd look for a rare Trae Young card. You know, the prices on a lot of that stuff are coming down also. SGA, if you like him. Flash, very, very, very tough grade. Again, we could see it very faint, though. Print line going through his shoulder here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Let me see if I could. I don't have my macro lens on, so it's a little tougher. You could probably see it right there. Really tough to see. It's going like through his shoulder blade. Very tough to see on that one. And we got a Kaboom, Klay Thompson. We have a really sick Kaboom card coming up soon also. We're about halfway through. Oh, this is a long one, huh? We're already at 29 minutes. Giannis, second year. You know, I'm going to go a little faster now that we're through most of it. We're going to talk a little bit more. Don't have any more key topics that we're talking about, but I have some really sick cards in this one. So we're going to get to those. All these cards, guys, if I just left it up there, it would make a lot of sense, right? This is what I'm doing with all these cards. I'm just going to leave it up. It might be a little distracting, but I'm just going to leave it up. All these basketball cards. Do not own any of these. Sell them. Sell them. If you want us to sell some of them for you, cool, we'll sell them for you. If you want to sell them yourself, cool, sell them yourself. You do not need to own these cards. This Net Marvels card I think is really cool. 9, sold. Here we go. I'm taking it off now because I see the next card. Jordan, Finest, PSA 8. Really, actually, I didn't think this was going to be as well centered as it is. It's really nice centering on this. Very tough card to get well centered. And then we're back to it. Mosaic, sell, Mosaic, sell, Mosaic, sell. Sell, 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 sell. Again, I'm not saying the market is crashing. The market is correcting. We are correcting right now. We are going back to normal. This is a good thing. Last year was not normal. You do not buy cards and watch them go up every single day. That's not how the hobby works. This card became absolutely huge because you see on the bottom there's Kobe. Kobe and Braun became huge. Now we got big banger. Kaboom! Russell Wilson. Kaboom! PSA 10. 4 of 10. Huge card. I think the only one listed is listed for like 18 grand right now. Absolute huge card. These kabooms are fire, and everybody loves Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson does the same thing every year, guys. He will start off super hot for the first 4 to 8 weeks of the season and then not be as good. You have money to make on that. This LeBron, again, same one with Kobe in the bottom. I'm selling it.
For the record, Russell Wilson does not do the same thing every year. It used to be the opposite. He would start off terrible and then get hot. Now he starts off hot and becomes terrible. So, conflicting information.
Go back to your office. Blue Velocity, John Moran. Love this card. Like the Black Velocity a little bit more, especially now with the non-numbered stuff really taking a hit. Get me that Black Velocity all day long.
Oh, yeah.
Lime green, number to 149. Sell. Insert. Sell. They're not gonna make it long term. Jordan Topps Chrome PSA 8 off center. Still Jordan's great card here. Wade PSA 9. My man Timmy D PSA 9 championship. Really nice card. Wade first edition PSA 9. Drew Brees. Red refracted at 259. This is probably worth more money than I think. 2006 Topps Chrome. Probably very low pop. Because people didn't care then. Peyton refractor. Peyton orange refractor. Lamar Jackson silver prism. Second year. Back to Mosaic, guys. You know what we're doing with this stuff. Throwing it up there. We're selling it. We're selling it. Green Mosaic. Oh, I don't care. It's gone. I'm selling it. Cool. All right. A little bit of Dak again. I think you guys get my idea about selling football right now. Trey. Peyton 2012 Prism. Again, guys, agree, disagree, like, don't like, comment. Make those notes commented below. We will respond to almost all of them. Even if you're trolling us, we will respond. My man James Harden, 2013 Prism. So stuff like this, I know it's a PSA 9, but this rare stuff, this has the potential to be worth money. Yes, this is a short print. It is not numbered. It's DeAndre Hunter, not my favorite player, but he's good. That kind of stuff, the short prints, the low serial number stuff, that stuff I'm buying still. I'm not letting go of that stuff because those are the cards that are worth crazy, crazy money. And since there's limited edition, limited print runs, there's value. You're not going to get value out of stuff like this. Optic Tatum, he's short. He went off for 50 in the playoffs. It's up a little bit, right? It's up a little bit right now. They're not winning at all, so it's going to go down. we said a couple months ago, stop chasing right now. Unless you think somebody's going to go for a playoff push, don't chase them. We even mentioned guys like Tatum and Trey and Ja. Ja dropped a lot more than we expected before that, but we're getting into all of these cards coming back and everybody trying to cash out of them. You're going to be one of many cashing out, but I think there's a buying opportunity in 2 months on a lot of this stuff. Mbappe, there's a bunch of Mbappes. So we're going to skip over. I know there's a bunch. We got 10s and 9s about Mbappe here. Just been we're going on the 35-minute mark right now, so want to get through this for you guys. You know I like to make them about 30 to 35 minutes. I don't want to keep them going for super long. Again, we have a good mix of 9s and 10s here. I think it was 3 and 4. 3 and 2, I mean, of both Mbappes. So just to reiterate, we have a bunch of Doncic here. Second-year Doncic. Getting the same thing. And there we got one. We got a 10 in here. Also, there's 10 of these. Right, these have come down drastically. Why? There's value when you're the first one graded, and then the value goes away when we get stacks of 15 of the second-year player that's not winning the championship graded. It's just what happens. Again, we'll be starting a podcast in the next couple weeks where we're going to talk about all this stuff and more. We're going to do reveals, 2 of them at least a week going forward. We have Zach do the top 10 every week, so you'll see the stuff that we have ending on eBay. We're going to really, really pump up the social media presence now that we're in the same office and we can all be involved with everything. Jaren Jackson. So remember, if you haven't yet and you like this video or don't like it but just want to make fun of me, remember to hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you get alerts. I'm going to just stack this on top of here. So we have one pile left. LeBron. Kendrick Nunn Chronicles. John Moran Chronicles. Sell. I don't think I ever said to buy Chronicles. Ever. So now we're talking. We have Luis Robert. Sepia Refractor, not a buy in my mind. If the refractor was a PSA 10, I'd consider buying it. Luzardo Negative Refractor. Bo Bichette Pink Refractor. Andrew Benchatini. Volpe Atomic. Some Dominguez. Guys, if you're already on the Dominguez train, there's upside with Dominguez, but again, there's a lot of these coming back. If you have them, sell them, buy back in later. Volpe Auto. Got a Yankees fan back here. Roshans. Curry. Stadium Club Luis Robert. Much lower pop most likely, but De'Aaron Fox. Chronicles PSA 9. Trey PSA 9. Last 2 cards, we got a shocking development. We have a Ja Morant Chronicles PSA 10. And then we got a Shaq Daddy 1992 Topps Rookie PSA 9. This pop report exploded recently. Thanks a lot, guys. Look forward to doing another one next week. And I catch you on the next time.